The statistic is revealing when you pause to think about it. 150 members make up the Texas House of Representatives, but only 29 of them are women, less than 1 in 5. State Rep Helen Giddings is bringing some of the most successful women in the country to Texas next weekend to build more women leaders. And she is in studio this morning to explain more about this idea. Good morning to you, Helen.
Good morning.
Let's talk about who you're bringing together and what you hope it accomplishes.
Well, actually, we have 100 African-American women, about half established leaders and half aspiring leaders. And we are going to be talking to some of the most influential women in the country. Their accomplishments absolutely dot the landscape of this country, but we don't want to just dot the landscape. We want to be there fully represented and having our voices heard.
Are you hoping to build more elected leaders, women elected leaders, or corporate leaders, or where do you think these?
All of the above. There is a session on Black girls who rock the vote. So obviously we're going to be talking about how do you go about running for elected office. What do you need to do? You need to raise money. You need to get out early. Those kinds of things. But we're also having people like Cynthia Marshall, the new CEO of the Dallas Mavs, talking about her story and her ups and downs. And we're having Daryl McKissick, who is a 5th generation architect. She is the person who had the lead on the project management for the Martin Luther King Jr. Center and for the African American Museum on the Mall in DC, and now she's the project manager for the Obama Library.
So this is next weekend. The question is, which political parties are trying to figure out too, how do you sustain this? Because one weekend is big, but you need to continue it out, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. We're coming together to inspire and motivate and learn and share with one another, and then we go back to our respective places and we try and spread the message to others.
Hope the seed is planted.
Yes.
This is the first time in years, as you well know, there's no African-American woman on Dallas City Council.
Absolutely, which is one of the reasons that I started to think about what do we need to do. I guess 35 years, going back to Elsie Faye Higgins and Juanita Craft and Maddie Nash, and for the first time in 30+ years, no African-American or no woman of color for that matter.
You and I have talked on the phone. I want to ask you this as well too. You're leaving the legislature after 26 years.
Yes.
Are you done with politics?
Somebody said never say never, but I left politics to do exactly what I'm doing on next Friday and Saturday, the 13th and 14th of April, working with women and leadership and trying to empower women so that they can make their contributions that are multiple.
Will we see Helen Giddings back on a ballot?
I'm not going to say never. No, I'm not going to say never.
You haven't lost the zest for it. It doesn't sound like.
Well, I loved what I was doing. It's wonderful to be a public servant and be able to give something back to the community.
Sounds good. State Rep Helen Giddings, a Democrat from DeSoto. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for coming.